Thanks for joining me for this webinar. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Catherine Maslin. I'm a naturopath nutritionist and I'm the founder of Brisbane Natural Health. So in tonight's webinar, we're going to be talking about breathing. And I think that breathing is something that is really forgotten quite often when we're looking at health. You know, we're told to exercise really well, we're told to eat well, we're told to relax, but quite often people just aren't breathing properly, and it really is a foundation for life. So in this webinar, I really want to share with you the secrets behind breathing properly and get you to really start thinking about this part of your health as something that's really essential and something that you could really need to focus on every single day. So we're going to cover a few things. We're going to cover why you're probably not breathing with your whole lungs. We're going to talk about how to actually tune into your body and feel your breath. And we're also going to talk about the problems that happen when you don't breathe properly. I'm going to also discuss my 3 key breathing techniques for stress management and relaxation. So hoping at the end of this webinar, you're going to get a really good idea of how to breathe properly, and you'll have some really good tools that you can use every single day to try and really focus on this part of your health. So before we start, I want you to close your eyes and I want you to just observe your breath. So don't force it. I want you to just breathe as you normally would day to day. So as you're observing your breath, I want you to think about how it feels. Where does it go? Where does your breath actually go? How far down into your chest does your breath actually fill? And you'll be able to actually, once you start focusing on it, feel that breath moving around your chest. So what we want to look at, you know, is it kind of down to nipple height? Is it a little bit lower? Is it even shallower still? Is it light? Is it heavy? Is it labored? So once we start observing our breath, we can then actually look at what's right and what's wrong. So we can open our eyes, and this is actually a picture of your lungs. So you can see the lungs. They actually go down, right down almost to the bottom of the rib cage, okay? So they're almost in your belly. And most people are actually breathing with the top third of their lungs. So they're actually breathing with the top third and not actually getting the full oxygenation out of the lungs. So to put this in perspective, your breathing actually works through alveoli. And alveoli are little kind of tree-like structures that are within the lungs, and that actually gives your lungs an amazing surface area. So if you actually put all of the alveoli out in a flat surface, it'd actually be 75 square meters of surface area that your body's using to diffuse oxygen with every single day. So it's pretty significant. So think about if you're only breathing with a third of your lungs or half of your lungs or even 3/4 of your lungs, you're getting a fraction of what you need to get that oxygenation going through your body. So for most people breathing with that top third, it means we're breathing 25 square meters rather than 75. So 50 square meters of lung surface to not be getting to oxygen diffusion through is massive. So this is why I really like to drum home to people that breathing is so, so important, and it's something that we need to think about and focus on every single day. So we want to use our whole lungs. So what I'm going to get you to do now is close your eyes again, and I want you to take another breath. And this time I want you to imagine that you're breathing right into your belly. So try and feel the air actually going right into that belly area. So take a deep breath in and out. So breathing properly takes a lot of practice. And the first thing is really trying to practice that deep breathing and getting to know where your lungs are. So we want to breathe all the way out so we don't have any stale carbon dioxide in our lungs. But then we also want to breathe all the way in, you know, breathing right into our bellies to make sure that we're getting the right oxygenation all the way through. One of the ways that I like to look at it is if you visualize when you're breathing in, actually filling a cup of water up. So if you were filling a cup of water up, the water's actually increasing in volume from the bottom up. So as you breathe in, you imagine that the oxygen is filling the bottom of the lungs first, and then up, 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 all the way to the top, or just underneath the shoulders, and that way you're filling the whole lungs. And then when you breathe out, what you want to do is actually start breathing out using the top of the lungs, and then breathe out. So it's going to be like the oxygen level is going to go up, 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 all the way to the top of the lungs, and then it's going to reduce right down to the bottom of the lungs. So, you know, focus on taking a few deep breaths that way and feel the difference. You know, oxygen is such a vital part of our health. So the reason why we need oxygen is because it actually helps our cells to use the food that we eat. So if you don't have any oxygen, it means the sugar and the fat that we consume can't actually be converted into energy in the cell. So another way to look at it is if we don't breathe properly, our cells don't breathe properly. They don't function properly. So something as simple as not breathing properly or shallow breathing means we're getting really impaired oxygen intake into the body. Now, the other thing that happens when we're shallow breathing and we don't have enough oxygenation in the body is that we can become quite acidic or inflammatory. So carbon dioxide is actually quite acidic in nature, whereas oxygen is more alkaline. So when we have a lot of carbon dioxide going through our bloods because we don't have that exchange through the lungs with oxygen, it can mean that we can become acidic and we can be more prone to inflammatory diseases, things like autoimmune disease or rheumatoid arthritis, or allergies, you know, things that cause inflammation in the body. So now that you've got a handle on how to breathe properly and why it's important to breathe, I'm going to just give you a few different breathing techniques that you can use. So our breath is the most important and vital thing that we can do for stress relief and to relax our bodies. So we all know that just taking one deep breath is enough to instantly lower our heart rate and to relax us. So it's a really powerful tool that you can use. And you've got your lungs, you can take them anywhere you go. So one of the ones that I like is coherent breathing. And I like coherent breathing because it just helps you to gives you a bit of a rhythm and gives you something to focus on to slow down your breath. So two problems that we have is that we breathe too fast and that we don't breathe deeply enough. So coherent breathing, we're looking at taking 10 seconds per breath or 6 breaths per minute. So essentially what we want to do is the count of 5 seconds in and the count of 5 seconds out. So if you want to, I invite you to close your eyes again and try this breathing technique because it's really quite easy to do. So the way that I like to look at it is when I'm breathing in, I'm counting to 5. I'm going 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. And then you can breathe out 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. So by doing that 6 times throughout that minute, it actually really helps to reduce your heart rate. And coherent breathing, it just helps to kind of to regulate your body and just to calm everything down, get you into that rhythm, okay? So by breathing in that kind of constant rhythm, it really does help your body to calm and be in its best state. So coherent breathing is a very easy one to do, and you can do this before you go to bed at night or before you wake up or before you go into a meeting or, you know, after you get off a crazy phone call that's kind of stirred you up or made you anxious or increased your blood pressure. You know, just kind of closing your eyes, counting to 5 in, counting to 5 out, and repeating that process several times is enough to really just bring you back into your body and to help you get full oxygenation. And of course, because you are counting out those 5 seconds, it's going to help you to breathe deeper. So focusing on feeling where the breath is going in the lungs, but also timing it's really helpful. Now, another one that I really like is alternate nostril breathing, which is like a type of pranayama or yogic breathing. So alternate nostril breathing is said to calm the mind, but it's also really great for helping to link the left and right hemispheres of the brain and to kind of to help them communicate with one another. So with alternate nostril breathing, the best thing to do is to pop your pointer and your index finger just on the inside of the eyebrows, so kind of on the forehead there. And then you want to pop your thumb on one side and the ring finger on the other side of the nostril, okay? So the idea is we're using the thumb and the ring finger to actually block one nostril at a time, and we're going to alternately breathe through each nostril. So if you want to pop your hand on the top there and just kind of lay your other fingers just on the outside of the 2 nostrils, the first thing you want to do is block off your right nostril and breathe out. So block off the right nostril, breathing out, breathing in through the same nostril, and then you want to unblock the block off your left nostril and unblock the right nostril. So essentially we're breathing in and out of one nostril, switching in and out of the other nostril, switching back in and out of the other nostril. So it's really easy to do. It's quite calming, and it helps to, as I was saying, it helps to balance that left and right brain. It's a fantastic exercise, and again, you can do it anywhere. So sometimes with alternate nostril breathing, we'll find that one or the other nostril is more blocked than the other. Often when we persist, though, they tend to unblock over time. So do persist with it. If you're having any kind of too much sinus congestion or that type of thing, then perhaps one of the other breathing techniques might be a little bit better for now. Now, this is another really great breathing technique that I use with my patients for relaxation, and it's so simple and so effective. So I want you to choose one area of your body for me right now. And what I want you to do is close your eyes and think about that area of your body, whatever it be, if it's your knee, your shoulder, your back, your face. And I want you to take a deep breath in, all the way in, one of those deep kind of belly breaths. And then I want you to breathe out. And as you breathe out, I want you to consciously feel the part of the body that you're thinking of relax, okay? And use that outward breath to help to relax that part of the body. So what we find with this type of technique is as you breathe out, it's much easier to get that relaxation into the muscles. You know, if you even just taking that deep breath and breathing out, it relaxes the body to a certain extent. And as you focus on specific body parts, it really does help to relieve the tension out of them and take that tightness out of them. So you can use conscious body relaxation to actually relax your whole body. And a really good trick is if at night you're lying in bed, to actually start with the tips of your toes and to go by body part up towards the head until you've kind of relaxed the whole body. So you're breathing in, relax, and breathing out, relaxing the toes. You're breathing in, breathing out, relaxing the feet. Breathing in, breathing out, relaxing the shins and the knees and so forth. And in your mind, just go through the body system systematically and relax those body parts. So conscious body relaxation, really easy way to try and release tension and get your body to relax. So observation is the first step to change. It's really important that you think about your breath every single day. So sometimes I get my patients to just pop little post-its on their desk at work, you know, breathe. That's all you need is just that constant reminder to breathe or to focus on your breathing, to see if you're breathing properly. You could set little reminders on your iPhone. Our Brisbane Natural Health Wellness Tracker app, which is available on iPhone and Android, has a little health reminder. And one of the reminders in there is to breathe, you know, so throughout the day you're getting these little reminders to breathe properly. So it is good to try and link stress with breathing. So as soon as you feel stress or tension or you're noticing that in your body, then stop and take a breath. Take one deep breath. And that's a really good rhythm to get in. And I know it sounds really simple. We're doing like a whole webinar just on breathing, but it is so, so essential. And it's something that we forget every single day unless we constantly remind ourselves. So please observe your breath and observe the way that you're breathing. Another way to look at it is if you're not breathing properly, then probably you're more stressed than you think you are, okay? So your breath is a really good indicator of health, wellness, and if you're relaxed and in a happy state. So thanks so much for joining me, guys. I hope that you've got something out of this, and I really hope that you'll go away and start really observing your breath and taking something really beneficial from this. So as always, for more great health tips, you can head over to my website, catherinemaslen.com, or to brisbanenaturalhealth.com.au for some great articles, videos, and heaps of other infos. And I'd love if you can connect on social media with me. Twitter at Catherine Maslen, Instagram has the same handle, and you can find me on Facebook, Catherine Maslen Naturopath. Thanks so much for joining me, and we'll catch you on the next webinar.